It's been a very long time since I've done an in-depth makeup tutorial, so today we're going to do a full face of my current favourites, and thank you to the kind girl who suggested it, so let's have it. I thought I'd do my brows off camera so I get more of a chance to show you guys like the proper in-depth favourites that I use every day, but I literally use the Made by Mitchell like brow pomade. This is the Brow Sludge and you literally get so many in here. As you can see, it's very well loved. I'm quite loyal to my brow pomade. I've still got to carve my brows out and then we'll get on to the good stuff. So before I carve my brows out, I've got my windows open, by the way, so if you hear the main road, I do apologise, but it is so hot today. It's like 24 degrees, but I'm going to use the Maybelline Grippy Primer first because I don't want my concealer to go weird around my brows. This primer is honestly insane. I literally work like between 7 to 9 hour shifts and I usually go for a gripping primer, and trust me when I say I've tried out high-end ones and they literally just haven't worked for me. My makeup will end up peeling before I've even finished the rest of my makeup, which sucks. So yeah, I thought I'd try out drugstore. This one and the NYX face glue is so good and it's so tacky. It lasts throughout my long days and it kind of hydrates the skin at the same time as well, which is what I really like, because for someone that suffers with dry skin, I really don't want to dry it out anymore. But look how tacky this is. Honestly, 10 out of 10. I feel like people either love or hate my brows. I personally think they suit my face and I hate doing soap brows and all of the fluffy brows. They just really don't suit my face. We're going to go in with the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion, but this is the medium one. I've been preferring the medium more for the fact that, like, I don't know, it gives more of a glow. We love an affordable brand and I feel like L'Oreal and Maybelline lately is changing the game for a lot of stuff. Like the gripping primer being one of them. And this lotion, in the winter I prefer the fair one, but in the summer, to add a bit of colour to my skin, like it's so natural still. It doesn't like go patchy, it doesn't peel, it doesn't look orange in my opinion. And like you get a lot of these like bronzy sort of formulas that go really orange. I have to think of the word, like the Drunk Elephant bronzy drops, to me they look really orange, but once this is blended out, it actually just gives a nice sun-kissed look to your face. Like when I'm not at work and stuff, I will literally wear this on its own and it looks so pretty. Like if I'm just going to town, I don't want like loads of makeup on. I just feel like it makes you look like you've got a nice healthy glow. I've always been more of a full coverage girly. I'm going to show you guys my favorite foundation slash, I'd say it's more like a foundation than a skin tint. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. So worth the money, trust me. It's so good. I wish I bought this sooner, genuinely. And I've got the shade Mont Blanc and we're going to use a beauty sponge, so you either love or going to hate me for that as well. And I honestly prefer a beauty sponge nowadays. If you've watched my videos back, I'm just gonna put a bit of fixing spray on it. If you've watched my videos like a year or two ago, I would have always gone for like, I don't know, a beauty brush, like a foundation brush, but for some reason one day I decided to use a beauty blender, and ever since then the game has been changed and I literally haven't looked back. But I do love how glowy it is. And another thing, this foundation is so long lasting on the skin, so worth the money. Yes, I'll be obviously repurchasing because these are my favorites, and I just feel like it covers up all those horrible little flaws I've got on my face at the moment, especially my scarring on my forehead. I've got like a little bit of scarring where I went through 2 years of having really bad breakouts. We don't know what caused them. Apparently it's a thing that can happen when you hit like 25, and I think that's what happened. I'm not gonna lie to you, but look at that coverage, how stunning. I'm always trying out new concealers, but my top one is the Huda Beauty one. This is the Faux Filter concealer. I have mine in the shade Marshmallow. It is so good. Literally love this because it also works on top of skin tint and on top of full coverage foundation, and it just melts into the skin and it doesn't crease that much either. Like a lot of concealers I use, they crease throughout the day and it just sucks. But you can leave this for a minute for that little extra bit of coverage, but today I'm just gonna blend it right in. But I just like the fact it adds more definition to your face. Like even with this foundation, you don't really necessarily need concealer, but like I like that extra bit of like security and just a little bit more depth and brightening under the eyes. I used to love cool tone bronzer because of how fair I am, but recently I've been preferring warmer tones on my skin. Let me get a bronzing brush. because I don't know, I felt like they just looked too grey on me. But we're going in with the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand in fair medium. This is a recent purchase of mine, and I honestly instantly fell in love with her because she's just incredible. Like, I can see why a lot of people rave about her, but I've seen so many mixed reviews again, and I felt like I just had to try it for myself, and I think I literally picked the perfect shade. I've also been told that the cooler tone one would suit me by one of my friends who works for Charlotte Tilbury, so maybe I'll have to give that a go at some point. But at the moment, this warms up my skin perfectly. It melts into the skin, and I did question, like, God, that's quite pricey for like a bronzer. Is it going to be worth the money? Because out of honesty, I tried the cream bronzer, like the massive one from Charlotte Tilbury, and please tell me why it went green on my skin. Like, why did it come out green? I don't know. But that was an instant no for me, and it felt almost waxy, this cream bronzer. I just liked a bit on my nose as well for a little bit more colour. So I was kind of disappointed considering it was like near on 45 to 50 pounds. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with that one, but this one's definitely changed the game for me and got my hopes back up. So I'm really pleased with that. I just like how subtle it is, and it keeps that glow to your skin as well. What is this? Oh, no idea. But yeah, it keeps that nice glow to my skin, as you can see. Another thing I try a lot of on a daily basis is blush. That is my downfall. My favourite bit of makeup is always going to be blush. Today we're using my favourite, which is the Huda Beauty in Ube. I think it's Ube or Ube, but this was like the birthday one they brought out, and I honestly am absolutely obsessed with the formula. I've actually picked up Bubblegum to try it as well. Like, it's just the perfect baby doll pink slash like lilac, and I love a baby doll pastel pink. You literally cannot beat it. And the formula and the quality, oh my god, like, I genuinely wish I'd invested more than just the powders in Huda Beauty a lot sooner, because they're absolutely stunning, and I really hope to see her bring more out, because she's slaying the game, like I said. This is the little tricks I get to keep my makeup staying all day. So we're using the Beauty Crop Glow Milk Mist. This is my 3rd or 4th bottle, and I like to just soak all my cream products together, and we're gonna leave that to dry for a minute because it just melts them all in and it helps keep my makeup on all day. I will never fear pink powder, so we're going in with the Huda Beauty powder in Cherry Blossom Cake. This is my go-to, and I tell everyone this because Huda is like, I feel like even though it's talked about so much, it is also still so slept on for what it is. I just like to take a bit on the back of my hand. Don't want too much under the eye because we don't want to look cakey. And then I like to just pat it all in, and I find my under eye will literally stay so smooth all day. Look how blurring this is. Like, oh my god, it looks stunning. I just find that like loose powder holds like more coverage foundation together a lot more. This is the MUA Cosmetics pressed powder. This is in translucent, and honestly I actually tried this under the eyes the other week with a powder puff, and it's absolutely insane. But I do love how good this is for like £2, because I know they're now being released into Savers, which is really cool. Like, Savers is going up in the world. I'm seeing so many good bits in there lately, and I just like to press powder into the rest of my face so it keeps my base in place for the day. So my favorite powder blush at the moment is the Kylie Cosmetics one in Winter Kissed. I know she's just brought out the cream hybrid one. I must try it, but this is just your bog standard like powder one. Another one that's really worth the money and is also an alternative apparently to the Dior Backstage blush, which I personally prefer this one because it actually has more coverage and there's not much pigment in the Dior one, only because it's meant to be like a flush of color and not bold, which is fair enough. But this one was like 16 and the Dior one's like 30. But it's between this one I love and the Rare Beauty Luminous blush in Happy, but this one I find matches the cream blush, where'd that hair come from, the cream blush we've got on underneath, and it's such a lovely dolly pink. And I just feel like this sort of pink, like this pastel bubblegum pink, goes really well with my hair colour. Maybe I'm just delulu, who knows, but like I said, you can never wear enough blush. Here's another trick of mine. Again, set your face again once you've done all those powder products and just absolutely drench it. And trust me, it'll last. If you follow these steps, I promise you your makeup will last all day. God help me, I've become a mascara girly lately because I've been using a lash serum by Boss Babes for the last like 3-4 weeks, twice a day. So like before my makeup and doing my skincare, and then at night when I take it off, and I kid you not, it's actually fucking worked. Like, hello, I never had that before. I swear to God, I've never had lashes. And I woke up the other day and I put mascara on because it was a really hot day, and I was like, I can just see these long spikes of hair coming out. And we're gonna go in with the Vive mascara. This is such a lovely mascara. This was kindly gifted, but I love me like a proper thick fluffy wand, because otherwise it just doesn't feel like it's doing much. But oh my God, I finally got some lashes, so I'm definitely going to be repurchasing that lash serum because I really am seeing a difference. And like, you're always skeptical about these sort of reviews and stuff, but no, I thought if I'm consistent, you never know. And you can see like the long spikes, they are like growth. The long spikes are the bits that have grown like a hell of a lot. Beforehand you could not see that, and I honestly was just absolutely shocked, on top of using this mascara, because it's a lovely mascara. It doesn't make my lashes clumpy or anything. If I'm honest, I got kindly gifted the new tubing mascara by Revolution, and I was really excited to review it because I think the whole concept of a tubing mascara is really cool. But I put it on and it was so fucking clumpy. Like, it was just this whole thick wet lump of mascara. Like, I didn't actually know what to do, so I brushed it out with a spoolie and it still didn't work, which was really disappointing. I just wanted to try the whole tubing thing at the end of the day, but I think I'm just gonna have to figure out another way. Like, the ones on Revolution mascaras I thought might have changed over the years, but they genuinely haven't. I can't explain it, but I really just don't like their mascara ones, which is really disappointing because there's a lot of Revolution products I really do like. So yeah, I might do like a full face at drugstore soon. Let me know, because sometimes beauty on a budget is actually better. Like, I don't feel like the more expensive the better. Like, I think that's a complete lie. But you can definitely see the growth in my lashes. That's actually crazy. Like, it's making me feel more confident, and it's nice not to wear lashes all the time. I'm just going to quickly spritz my face a little bit more, only because I'm putting powder highlighter on, and we're using the Dior Backstage Glow palette. I love this. One of my reels went viral with this on, and trust me, it's worth the money. But the days of fan brushes are over. Get yourself the Peaches and Cream PC17. It hits different. And we're going to go in with these peachy and pink colours, and it just gives a lovely vibrant glow, and it also matches the blush again. So you kind of want to match. I like to match all three together. You don't necessarily have to, but I just feel like that works, and it gives me a lovely glowy skin for work. I'm not going to leave the concealer lips, don't you worry. I also don't always do bottom lash mascara because I just don't feel like it suits me. So we're going to take all of this off. And if there's anyone younger on my channel watching this, I do have my lips filled. So yeah, just to be realistic, I've had about 2 mil in my lips over the space of 3-4 years, which isn't a lot. They still look natural, but I just want to be honest. My favorite brand for lip liner is Maybelline. These are the lifter liners. I have the shade, oh, big lift here, I had to remember then. It's sort of like a nudie pink color, but these do not freaking budge. Let me just put this on the back of my hand. Let's leave it for a minute. And these, it kind of matches my lips but darker. And these are so lovely. They're very creamy. And they're just easy to work with. They're easy to blend out. I kid you not, they are the best lip liners. They just don't budge, and they do last all day. I attempted to get one off at work a while back and it just did not work. Lips lately, I've been loving like more of a gloss or a lip oil, just because it's nicer and more hydrating at this time of year. This is the Say lip oil, and this is in the shade Dip. I believe this is the lip oil. Let me check. This is the Glossy Bounce, that's what they're called, but I swear they're classed as lip oils. And it's such a nice nudie shade for every day. Star of the show for me to keep my makeup lasting all day genuinely is the L'Oreal Infallible. This is honestly insane. My makeup will not budge. I trust this more than my life, I swear. I've been through like 8 bottles of this. You'll see it in most of my videos because it's honestly the best thing. And if I don't show it in my shorts and stuff, trust me, I've used it. It's just incredible. Like, I don't know what shit's in this. I don't care how strong it smells, but it works. Just for the sake of my shorts, but here's the final look. These were my favorite products for this season that I'm going to be using, or spring, and then I'm going to do a summer one as well for you guys. But if you want to see any sort of specific video, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in my next video.